Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price this Tuesday as we have a bearish candle coming below the 200-day moving average, testing the $44,800 support level right now. So this is a very critical point for Bitcoin because the importance of 44,800 is the fact that just below this level is the previous weekly open, which shows confluence with the 100 period moving average on the 4-hour chart sitting at that $43,800 level. And if this level breaks, that would potentially put a downside scenario for Bitcoin on the table that could take Bitcoin towards this $34,788 level, but potentially even see further lows for this year. And that's why this is such a critical test. And if we break 43,800, this scenario comes on the table. So I want to talk about what it would look like for Bitcoin to not see this scenario and see a successful rescue operation to potentially see further highs. And then, of course, we have now shifted our thesis on our channel starting from yesterday. If you guys didn't watch yesterday's video, it's probably the most important video I've ever posted on this channel. And that is the fact that Bitcoin dominance is now in the early stages of a reversal. And what that means is we're seeing here with Ethereum, we are breaking this channel. And what this means to me at this point is that we could be potentially coming down to the $2,600 level to test the monthly open. And if we come down to test this monthly open, Ethereum is a more volatile asset. There's still potential we could even come down to 1980, which is the only next support level here for Ethereum. There is no other support levels above that. Of course, we could create another support level, and that could happen at this monthly open. But what's going to be more important is now that we've shifted our thesis about altcoin season, the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart breaking 65,000 Satoshis is what we want to monitor to see if we are correct about this prediction. So this is going to be critical for the rest of this week to watch. If we break 65,000 Satoshis, Ethereum's a leading indicator for all other altcoins. That could cause altcoins to start tipping over. Total cryptocurrency market cap chart seeing a cool off exactly as we predicted yesterday. And here is the big elephant in the room, Bitcoin dominance. So a lot of analysts are saying that Bitcoin dominance is going to come down. I'm going to stick to Cathie Wood and her analysis of this market from her 2019 interview when she talked about the Bitcoin dominance from the 2018, where we tested the 20-week moving average. We saw a rejection, but then we continued further up, not forming any further lows. That was the end of altcoin season. And so that typically is an indicator of fear in the market, because the same way in traditional markets, the institutions hedge their stock capital into gold and other commodities. In the cryptocurrency market, investors will hedge their altcoins into Bitcoin as a storage of value because it will see less downside if we see a market correction. Of course, all other altcoins will typically follow. And yes, there's great projects like Audius and Ethereum and Cardano, but we have to understand that Bitcoin is king, and we cannot remove that from the thesis. That is a tried and true principle that has stood true in this market since the beginning. And so this is what we're monitoring right now. This is going to be a huge puzzle piece. If Bitcoin gets above this 20-week moving average, that means that we're correct. We don't form any further lows. We see altcoins move into Bitcoin to hedge against downside. And then for traditional markets, I do want to pull up the S&P 500 E-mini futures contract because the DXY is pushing up. This also is a very correlated chart to Bitcoin dominance. So same way Bitcoin dominance started to come up in 2018, as we talked about yesterday, this was the bottom for altcoins. Pretty much, it was the end of altcoin season. Not the bottom, but it was the bottom for Bitcoin dominance and the end of altcoin season when we saw the 2018 top. And so are we seeing a similar reversal to the DXY? We're going to talk about all that today here on the Snipers channel. And with the DXY pushing up, I am expecting the S&P 500 to come down here to test the 20-week moving average. And that would certainly affect the cryptocurrency market. Let's just first dive into this Bitcoin analysis. So we're not going to start on the weekly chart. But what I will say about the weekly chart is the 20-week moving average is sitting below the $43,795 level. And that's going to be a puzzle piece that's going to matter here in just a sec when I go into the 4-hour chart. But on the daily chart, what we want to monitor at this point is this is a bearish candle with a bearish tail pointing down below the 200-day moving average. We are at a support level right now, 44,800. We could see a reaction. Here's the thing. If we see a reaction, we have to get above the weekly open at 47,000 to assume this is going to continue to move up to 49,700. If we cannot get above 47,000 US dollars at this point, and more importantly, if we come down to test 43,800, which is the previous weekly open in the confluence of this channel support, then in my opinion, we are going to see the test of the monthly open at 41,950, which would also put us back below the 20-week moving average. These red curtains come back, and that could potentially open the door to see a scenario where Bitcoin will come down and test 34,788. And the problem with that is if the market sentiment gets, a little bit more intense during this phase than it did during this phase, that means that we could see new lows for the year when it comes to Bitcoin's price. And if that's the case, I'm looking at 26,000 to 24,000 to enter into some spot positions long. But now that Bitcoin is in this very early phase of a potential reversal in dominance, I want to talk about what this could mean for altcoins, because understand this. We know now that Bitcoin gets above this weekly open at 47,000. That's what we want to see. Bitcoin breaks 43,800. The likelihood of us starting to test lower levels of support becomes highly likely. Now, with this move to the downside, in the past, we've seen altcoins perform. And so since the start of this year, January 2021, since this consolidation for Bitcoin and this consolidation, altcoins have outperformed. I believe that because we have seen the corrective move for Bitcoin from a top of 64,000 down to 28,000, that the market sentiment is going to change for the next consolidation period for Bitcoin. And so I believe that now, if we see downside in the market, we're going to see altcoins really get hurt. And Bitcoin is going to outperform. And the confirmation, once again for this, is going to be the 65,000 Satoshi level breaking for Ethereum first, and then the Bitcoin dominance chart getting above the 20-week moving average, sitting just at that 47% dominance level. And that would confirm that thesis that now, instead of altcoins outperforming Bitcoin as it has been since the start of this year, that sentiment will turn into the other direction and tip over. And so what that means is pretty much whales that have Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, and have made significant profits are not going to be taking profits in US dollars, but taking profits back into Bitcoin to hedge the downside. That's why we took a short here at 3,115 for Ethereum. And so that's what we really need to monitor. Of course, Bitcoin is going to control a lot of what Ethereum does at this point, but expect Ethereum to not perform as much as Bitcoin if 65,000 Satoshis break. So I really don't want to watch the US dollar price of Ethereum anymore. I just want to watch the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, because 65,000 Satoshis is critical. And with the total cryptocurrency market cap chart, here's the thing that we have to understand. Do I have a belief that Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin? I, at this point, don't have that belief, but I do know a lot of people do. And so this is what we really have to be sensitive with. And this is where it really pays to be like Bruce Lee and be like water, right? When the water fills the glass, it conforms to the shape of the glass. And so this is where we're going to have to be sensitive. And that's where, if the total market cap chart starts to come down and we start to see Bitcoin dominance move above the 20-week moving average, well, at that point, if we see a push to the upside, we want to monitor potential rejection here at the 200-week moving average to re-enter altcoins like Ethereum, because if my thesis is true, the individuals that want Ethereum to flip Bitcoin are at least going to get their opinion tested. And what that would mean is Ethereum could see new all-time highs before the end of the year and before Bitcoin does, of course, after a pullback. But if that's the case, when Ethereum comes down, I'm sure as hell going to be re-entering my positions into Ethereum. Of course, I never sell my spot positions. That's the thing. I just take shorts to hedge against downside because I don't want to sell my spot positions. Not just because it triggers short-term capital gains, because I'm bullish in the macro. So don't be surprised if Ethereum sees new all-time highs, but it doesn't have to happen soon. I'm just saying that's going to be something we'll monitor on the Snipers channel for you as it progresses. And I actually have a date here, October 9th, that I expect this to potentially happen. So I'm just going to throw that out there. I think that's where we're going to see the tip away from Bitcoin dominance back into others' dominance. But, you know, at the end of the day, we don't know if my prediction is right or not. So I'm really taking a risk by being this bold about Bitcoin dominance. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think I'm pretty confident, and I want to stick to this opinion. And I don't mind being the different opinion in the market. And I really don't mind observing the masses and doing the opposite. I know everyone is saying that Bitcoin dominance is going to fall. Since it hasn't formed any further lows, I don't think that's going to happen. And so the DXY is going to be a good indicator to also confirm this full thesis. If we break up now to 93.82, that confirms Bitcoin dominance is probably going to come up. That also confirms that we'll see further downside. And so everything that we're talking about starts to come together with the DXY pushing up. With the DXY pushing down, that would change our thesis, or at least weaken it. And so the S&P 500 will probably see a push to the downside. It's already testing the monthly and previous weekly open, and we've already seen Asian markets tumble today. So, I don't want to go too much into that right now, but hope you guys enjoyed today's analysis. I want to give away one of my favorite books on value investing to one of you snipers watching our channel. All you have to do is comment below and share this video, and you'll have a chance to win. We have 198 comments. Come on, guys. We should have 200 on every video. We want to hit 100,000 subscribers on our channel. Iyasa Ahmed says, I really think a pullback is needed. Too much greed. I'm hearing my mom's friends, dogs, cousins, owners talking about crypto again. LOL. Well, send me a message on Instagram. You want a book. And with that, I appreciate each and every one of you snipers on the channel. I am truly, I'm not, getting exhausted what I say, but I'm gonna be taking a little bit more of a calmer approach to things because, this week was really, it was really an inflection point, and so I really overworked myself. Not sleeping and doing analysis, looking at on-chain metrics to really be confident in the short position that I took first and foremost, but also in the prediction that I made for Bitcoin dominance. And so I am getting exhausted, I guess you could say, but I'm still going to have my video out tomorrow. We're going to keep going every single day. And I'm just going to ensure to give you guys the best analysis I can and just be your umpire. And so I'm glad that I've solidified my prediction. I'm glad that we've determined that this could be a potential inflection point because at the end of the day, we have to shooters shoot, and so regardless of other people's opinions, I'm going to use the knowledge I have in this market, the mentors that I've had in this market, and I'm going to make my best prediction. And so that's what I always try to do for you guys every single day. And so with that, thank you all for tuning in today. Until next time, snipers,